Okay, thanks everyone for joining me. My name is Don Carson. I'm calling on this Zoom today from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, which is in the snowy white north. From many of you in the US, of course, many of the folks that jump on here from Australia and around. I can't, in my mind, put in perspective if you're north or south, but hi to everyone that's joining me this week. Excited to go into some more details about this incredible transition, share with you a vision for all of you to see where we are today, some of the changes that are happening as we speak daily. And it's an exciting time. I don't know in anybody's sort of business history where you can be at this kind of transition point of any company and watch what we're doing behind the scenes, as I've had a chance to do, and then not be so excited to want to be here at this moment in January 2024. For many of you who have sort of just plugged in the last week or two, this process started around a year ago. Actually, it started in 1998 in terms of Dave Jordan, our CEO's vision, which was to get involved in the collectible market in the home-based business. But he, couldn't get it to work properly with all the things that were going on in society. It just made sense that he started to store all of his collectibles that he was buying all those years for 40 years, and then decide to bring them to market with this same platform here in 2023, now 2024. But during that process of launch back in October and September, we really were going through a learning phase about what would work for this market. And we always said, subject to change. We're not sure exactly if this will be the final way it looks. And, a lot of advice kept coming to us from many directions. And before you know it, we ended up on a platform that we believe is going to explode here in the very near future. And I'm going to share that with you tonight. CollectDirect's a company that actually has its roots in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where our owner and his wife, Joyce, live, and they are building their team there with their infrastructure. And their plan is to go global with this company because of the industry that we are in. And the industry that we're in is something that has never, ever been done in the home-based business industry before. I want you all to know I'm not a rookie when it comes to the network marketing or the home-based business industry, but I'm a traditional business person first. I mean, even to this point today, I have a traditional company that in the summer months employs about 80 people. My wife has a wedding pavilion restaurant that in the summer months and winter year round, another 50, 80 people. Together we combine employing maybe 150 plus people at some points during the year. And it's stressful. That's the traditional world of people, coming to work, not wanting to work, texting on their phones, and so on. So we've seen a lot of the challenges in traditional business for all my years. In fact, one of my companies I had the pleasure of being involved with from the startup that I was involved in back in the early 80s. 22 years later, I sold it on the New York Stock Exchange to a company that was trading there, and ran that company for them for a couple of years. So I saw how a publicly traded company ran, and I've had a lot of education along the way as I'm trying to figure out what to do when I grow up. But it was funny. It's funny, but during that growing up phase of all of the things that I was doing, I was either teaching school for 11 years, and then of course I left that and went into full-time business. I learned all along that I love the collectible industry. I used to, as a school teacher, sit in the noon hour time with the kids and trade hockey cards. And it was a challenge at the time to work with these kids and say, let's go look it up in a book and see what it's worth. Well, I've got one of these. Can I trade it for one of two of those? It was fun. And as a teacher, we were in a position that we had to be careful what we did, but it was fun to learn with those kids back in the day. But all these years later, here we are, positioned. And, my wife and I are the master distributors of this company. And we love the concept of what we're sharing tonight to you. And for those of you that have been sort of getting your feet wet here over the last 2 weeks of what the changes of CollectDirect truly are. So our company's CollectDirect. Its headquarters in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I want to share with you some slides that should point out a little bit of a picture of where we're going here with CollectDirect. Okay, so here we go. Let me just get to my screen and let's see what this comes out like for all of you tonight to put a smile on your face and help you understand truly what CollectDirect's plan is for the future. So when we read the motto of our company, bringing the past to the future, I want to start off by just saying to all of you, this slide means a lot to me, and it means a lot to me even more today because this cartoon was a big part of my family. It was called The Incredibles, and my son in this Halloween outfit looking up to me. This is a memory for me from the past that puts a smile on my face. And here it is. I looked at my $29.98 purchase I wanted to make this month, and I look on the website and I see all of the characters from the Incredibles, right? All 5 of them, Jack, and Elastigirl, and Violet, and Mr. Incredible himself, and it was just like a big happy place for me. I said, man, that's what I gotta have it. So I bought these Mr. Incredible things in my purchase for the month, and they arrived here. And you know what? It's one of my favorite things I've ever bought from Collect Direct, because it truly does bring the past back to me, right? I mean, it brings that to the point where I look at it today, and it helps me understand truly what we are doing here, right, with Collect Direct. You see, the home-based business industry is not going away. I think we all agree it's a growing enterprise. People are looking for tax deductions they can do from their home in a business. And that's one of the beautiful things for you all to understand, is that, purchasing products for you to share on your own private Zooms or collectible home shows or trade shows or marketplaces, that's a tax deductible expense for you to purchase that to be able to promote your business, right? So you'll want to learn all of those tips down the road from folks. But the truth of the matter is, this industry is not going away. People are looking for a chance to do things with their loved ones. And I don't know of an industry that allows you to participate your family better than the collectible industry. See, when I look at the time versus money equation, I've often looked at, the amount of time I could put into Collect Direct versus my traditional business versus the time I spend with my family. And you have to be smart, right? So I always think work smarter, not harder. So this is to be done in the cracks of your life, right? If you look at this as an adventure that you could get started with, do you want to go all in and have a massive risk? Well, there are some companies out there that would ask you to, commit $3,000, $5,000 worth of products that you would buy, and there's no guarantee you're ever going to get that back, and no guarantee that you'll ever make a penny. And that's what we say in Collect Direct. There's no guarantee that you can be successful here, but man, it could be a lot of fun along the way working with your loved ones. So the industry's not going away. So just imagine, okay? And this is a real important point for all of you to get your head around. Just imagine a business that is global for less than $400 per year. Okay, let's put this into perspective. You all have an opportunity to share this with anybody, and they can get a yearly membership for $9.98 one time during that year. When their anniversary comes up, if they want to stay put and they want to be involved and they're buying products on a regular basis, $9.98 membership. Now, they want to qualify that membership so they can earn commissions. They're going to buy a $29.98 collection of items. Now, you'll notice that our products range from $2.98, $9.98, $16.98, $14.98, $29.98, and so on. You can add your shopping cart up to that around $30 mark, and you generate what we call QV, qualifying volume, of 20. Well, that's it. You're now qualified to participate in our compensation plan very, very early. But here's the magic. If you were to encourage somebody to do the same on the left of your team, because you have 2 teams, one team on the left and one team on the right, and one person chooses to do the exact same thing for $29.98, and one on the right, so 2 teams buying something, right, from the collection, you're now what we call a starter in our compensation plan. And why is that? Because you've generated what we're going to call qualifying volume to duplicate through your team, but in particular for yourself to rank advance. See, Collect Direct is all about volume, all about purchases, and all about the volume rolling up through the teams. And what you want to understand, and we'll be coming out with more and more as this platform gets perfect over the next week, 2 weeks, and so on, is learn to duplicate and imagine where you can be over time. This slide is our plan. It's just so simple and duplicatable, but here's the beauty of it. $29.98. What are you going to do with some of those items? Me, I put a smile on my face. I then went back and found Pez dispensers of Mr. Incredible people and bought all those too, because I'm sorry, I love that stuff. That's the past, putting a smile on my face. And there's so many toys and things on our website and cards from all the different sports. And Dave told me today he's adding 1,000 more of these items in the coming weeks as they're mining them in their web, in their warehouses, all in anticipation of giving you an opportunity to point, click, and share treasures, time capsule pieces, things to bring your past back into this present and get you excited about the potential to what if you spent $29.98 on these time capsule pieces every month, 12 months from now. That's less than $400 per year, and you're in business with a chance to earn and learn with a good group of leaders that are getting hold of this concept. That's how simple this is. This slide is your business in a nutshell. It's your piggy bank. And I'm going to go into a few more details, but folks, this is it. Where else could you have the potential to go global for under $400 US per year? And that's having items that you're going to use. And I heard somebody say this earlier on in the month. Well, what if you bought those and kept them for your stocking stuffers for all your grandkids and things like that next year? Well, what a great opportunity to earn and learn throughout the year and duplicate that process. This is an important visual for all of you to understand and imagine what can happen if you duplicate this. Imagine if you in particular could find 6 people to do the same thing. And those 6 people were taught how to do the same thing, and so on and so on. And before you know it, you have all of these people that are accumulating beautiful time capsule pieces that could maybe go up in value over the next 3, 5, 6, 10, 15 years as all these products run out off our websites. And before you know it, they dig them up and they look at them and they go, wow, can't believe I've got one of these. That's the visual of what Collect Direct truly is today. Now, the collectible market is why this even is more exciting, because it doesn't matter if you think of potions, lotions, skincare, services in the home-based business industry. All of that combined does not add up to just what the collectible industry does today. When you think of $458 billion in 2022 that was expected of the collectible industry, the market industry, and that it's expected to grow by 2033 to $1 trillion, wow, we're in the right place at the right time. And then dig in further at the online world and see the growth that's happening online. The businesses that have gone out of business because they never got connected to a point, click, share mentality like an Amazon did. And now you look at eBay and 3.67 million shoppers using this every single month, and you start thinking to yourself, man, there's opportunity. And then go one more step further and look at the millions of people in the United States alone that collect something. It's proven to be around 200 million people that either have t-shirts, sweaters, hats, cups, saucers, hockey cards, beanie babies, whatever it is, they're collecting something. And some say that is around 5,000 in every household worth of collectible items. My wife collects hats. My wife is a shopper of things that she covets and loves. And there's people like that around the world, never mind just the United States. That is opportunity. So when we look at the growth that's happening in the collectible market, and we look at where we are today as a company, it should excite all of you to know how easy it is to not be guaranteed to make any money, but guaranteed to have fun with a group of people that are sharing treasures. And look at where we are, folks. We're a company that started really in October of 2023 when we went to our very first convention with 130 people and started to share truly a live version of what our concept was. And we heard some beautiful stories about how many customers each of us can expect to have from some of the members. Then we heard how many people are just coveting the opportunity to be able to share more expensive items in what we call the vault, which I'll talk about. And look at this chart, folks. This is a traditional 7-year plan that we are just really at month 3 from October. So we get started here in January and we're looking at ourselves and you say, man, it's pretty early, right? There's lots of opportunity and upside. And then you look at some of the inflection points that happen in these curves in a business lifespan. And this is when you all got to understand where you are today globally, right? Some of you are going to say, well, you know what? It's not free. I'm not willing to spend $29.98 or approximately $30 to participate, and you're going to back off. That's your choice, right? Nobody's telling you have to. It's your choice. Well, what will happen is your volume that was accumulated there, if others had been purchasing below you, will go away. It's called flushing. But if you do make a purchase and capture your time capsule pieces, it's going to stay there. So my advice to all of you that have teams out there that are waiting to see, tell them to buy a treasure in the month of January so that they can watch this grow before their eyes in the month of February. This is an exciting time and the inflection point of where we're going. And then people are going to say, as we move up the ladder, go, wow, what's happening here? And you know what will happen, folks? Dave is about to do some magazines. He's about to go on an online quest with somebody that he expects to bring thousands of people. And what's going to happen here is people are going to say, wow, what's happening here? Oh my God, we better look at this. And you're going to watch people come to this business because it's never been done before. It's a category creator. And for $400 or less a year, you can be involved in a company that's got this kind of growth potential. Wow. Then you're going to have people say, we're going to be rich. Hey, no guarantee you're going to make a penny. Then you're going to see people going, I'm buying this, I'm buying that. And then suddenly you might say, I can't believe it. There's no stopping now. And all these earners are going to come into the table over the next 5, 6, 7 years. And you're sitting here today in week 2 of our official, here's what we're going to look like. And you're going, is this for me or not? Well, to me, if I was you, I would consider a $30 purchase in January and get yourself ready to see what we have to unfold for all of you. As we show you how the collectibles will show up on our website, as we show you how easy it is to attract customers and to learn our compensation plan, team building, coaching rewards, and how repeat members and customers can earn you 30 cents, 60 cents, 90 cents, $5, and so on. And eventually, as you see those pennies from heaven coming, as your members are buying every month, and those thousands of people, we know of a company that currently has got 1.2 million customers a month buying things for smaller amounts than this. As we develop this together, explosions will happen in all of your goals you'll set. But today, realistically, what do you need to do? $29.98. And then let's move up the rank of our compensation plan and put one on your left for $29.98 and one on your right. And you'll have a compensation plan that'll be updated in your back office very soon. In fact, I was on the Zooms today with all the rewritten things that we had to do, and that will go live as soon as it gets coded into our system before you know it. But anticipate that, folks. So get yourself locked in for a minimum of $29.98. That's what I'm suggesting to all you. Now, if you choose not to, that's fine. Your volume will purge out. And if you don't order anything next month, your spot could, in fact, go to the bottom of our plan eventually. But you know what? Yes, you have a $9.98 membership. If you've spent that, you're good for a year. But the volume will go away, and there's no guarantee that your position doesn't move to the bottom of the tree. The company has the right to do these things in the long run. I'm not saying that Dave's going to do that. I'm just saying to you, why wouldn't you want to see where this company is going to go for less than the price of a really good extra large pizza? That's what I think like, okay? So when you start thinking about the future, be excited about the point, click, share concept, right? Where you can lead people in your organization to the excitement that's building. Now, for $30, you make money. Yes, if somebody buys something, you make $5, what we call a fast starter retail reward. And yes, you could give that away in our Save 5 coupon. I just proved it because I brought in a customer for $30 and I said, go ahead and put in Save 5. And I didn't make the $5, but I gained a customer. What's the advantage of that? I want that customer to tell 10 people. And if they tell 10 people, who knows when our numbers will go up to the point where we're seeing 1 million transactions a month of people buying something. But the beauty of our business eventually will be that you have the right, if you're qualified with one of your left and one of your right, and if you're qualified because you're buying a $29.98 order and you're a member of our company for $9.98 yearly, you will be able to share a link to our website that will have the more expensive items. And if somebody buys something there, yes, you will get paid a commission. And your team that brought you in and supported you will get paid what we call a unilevel pay. And that's up to 7 levels of people above you will get a part of that commission paid on those items. That's all coming together as we speak. And folks, at some point, and that's why I say to all of you, why wouldn't you want to see this come to life? It's a huge amount of effort to change what we were doing to where we're going and make this so affordable for the masses. That's the vision of what CollectDirect has to offer all of you. So let me just stop my share here and just, you know, folks, if you sense my excitement, it's because it's easy to get excited about building a business for under $400 a year. I personally have invested millions and millions of dollars into my traditional business, and I have nothing but risk every day. I have employees that don't necessarily show up every day. I have employees that necessarily don't answer the questions of the customers that I recruit by advertising. And they walk in the store, they don't even say hello to them. And they walk around the store and they put a note on Google saying they don't even care about your business. Folks, that's traditional business today. It's not just my company, it's the world we're in. Well, here you are for $29. You get to participate with millions and millions of dollars worth of paid for inventory. You're going to learn how to point, click, and share it. And you're going to duplicate this process with an opportunity to go to the past and find the treasures that put a smile on your face. For me, it's Beanie Babies. For craziest reasons, they put a smile on my face. It brings me back to my past. And share them with your friends and family, and do this together. Go back like I did in high school teaching and share moments with my kids trading hockey cards. That's Collect Direct. That's our vision. That's where we're going. And all of you are here at the very early stages of the ground floor of that curve we're on. So with that said, I wanted to take a few minutes and just say to those of you that are on this Zoom, thank you for joining me in this adventure, sticking with my wife and I for all of these months, many of you for 6, 7, 8 months as we started this vision. And I want you to know, commitment-wise, how excited we are, for the future. Yes, Nancy, has been a little under the weather from her trip, and she'll be back online here with me when we do our Zooms in the coming weeks ahead. But folks, we are committed. We are daily working on this. On our vacation, I was working on this. Why? Because I get what we're changing into. I want you all to know the visual of this company. So with that said, I just want to have a few of you to have a chance to just say a quick hello and just give your comments on some of the things I've shared tonight from a positive perspective. And I'd love to hear from you. Bob, you jumped on first. So maybe you can just come off mute, Bob. I know you and I have done some incredible home-based businesses over the years together, but there's something about this that's got you excited, isn't there, Bob?
Absolutely, Don. Hello, everybody, and calling here from North Carolina. It's a bit chilly, almost as cold as it is with you, Don. But what we're so excited about is I've been collecting things, didn't really think about it, but through my life, as a kid, trucks and cars, Matchbox and Corgi cars. And then as I got older, I used to go to concerts and collected ticket stubs and T-shirts and hats. Everywhere I go, I pick up a baseball cap. I have a garage full of baseball caps. And then as I've gotten older, I started collecting old antique vehicles. I like the old 4x4 vehicles. And my son collects hockey cards and was always into the hockey cards. So to me, I just totally get excited about what Don was talking about. It brings the past to the future, and you can share with your friends, and it brings back memories. And it's just a great feeling to get something that reminds you of a simpler time maybe, or a special occasion you had with somebody else. And the thing that got me most excited is that these can all be gifts. You accumulate things to give away as gifts to people, like Don said, for stocking stuffers or whatever you want. And so each month there's got to be somebody that you can think of that maybe you want to give a nice little treasure to from Collect Direct. So I really like the idea that it not only is a consumable product for yourself, but it's also a very easy retail or gifting idea. So yes, we're very excited here in North Carolina and looking forward to working hard with you and Nancy and all the great leaders of this company. So thanks, Don.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. I was hoping Barry Brandvold would come off mute. I don't want to put you on the spot, Barry, but I want to ask you a couple of questions about the comic book industry, because you're an expert on this. But Barry, are you available? I see you there. Are you there, Barry?
I'm here.
Barry, listen, tell me, I know Dave's vision on the comic book section is to put a bundle of 10 comic books together and offer that. I'm not sure if that's the exact number, 5, 10, in his bundles where people are going to be able to buy on our site. How excited are you about that? And by the way, to your question to support the other day, will we be able to have a separate comic book category where people can click on it and go right there? The answer is yes, they're working on that. So Barry, what's your thoughts on that and how exciting that can be for our teams going forward?
Well, I think that that's an interesting concept. People are always looking for grab bags of things. Also, comic collectors are looking for unique things too. They're filling a collection, so they want to see individual comics as well. And Dave already had some of those listed. I've been on the site, so I've seen that happen. I bought a comic as part of my 29.98 pack for January. So even me, who's had hundreds of thousands of comics in my lifetime, I still bought something from the website of an individual comic that I was interested in.
And Barry, it's interesting. Dave told me the other day, and you probably know more about this, but an individual page from a comic book recently was selling for, what is it, $10,000, $20,000. Like there's so much incredible value in comic books, and it's just one category that Dave has. I think it's an estimated 2 million comic books that he's bringing to our Collect Direct point, click, and share market. Am I right when I say that sometimes just a single page can be worth a fortune?
It seems hard to believe, but the first action #1 that had Superman in it, one individual page from that graded sold for in the thousands of dollars. That actually did happen.
That's incredible. Well, thanks, my friend. And I know you're one of Dave's good friends. Appreciate you on the spur of the moment jumping on. That's awesome. Thanks so much. Hey, Gail, I'm going to put you on the spot. You're a good friend of mine, and she's going to say no, but you're going to come off mute. I know you will. Just to say a quick hello, Gail. No? Would you say hello, Gail? Gail, hello. Hey, so, Gail, look, you're just an incredible traveler. You're an incredible businesswoman. You've been involved in the home-based business now for a lot of years with Dave and his wife and myself and my wife. And, this concept, something about this has got you so intrigued. I know it. So how do you like this new approach with the $29.98 and the simple process of attracting people?
Yeah, no, I think that is way more attractive. The $29.98, it makes it more accessible to more people, not only adults, but, younger people, teenagers, if they want to use their allowance or whatever money they're making from their part-time job to collect, hockey cards or sports cards or whatever they want to do. It opens it up to a lot more people, and their friends. They can share it with their friends, and yeah, I think it's amazing. And also the other thing about when you go to sporting events, like we're having the Grey Cup here in Vancouver this year.
I'll be there.
So that's going to be huge, and Dave is looking forward to maybe getting some BC Lions and whoever else's memorabilia together. And I think it's going to be a great sporting year. And the Canucks, anybody that goes to the Canucks games and stuff like that. So I'm going to be hitting up some of these sports events, the trading, they have this BOSA thing here all the time. And
yep.
You just go walk amongst the crowd and hand out your postcards and put them on the windshields and stuff like that. And
it's funny because those postcards are like little seeds that get planted, and it may not work that instant, but not often do they get thrown away if they've got, say, a Vancouver Canuck card on there that you can buy in our Team Up With Us program for $29 and get maybe 100 of those cards. Those are great value to listen, you were in real estate, Gail. You used to put a picture on your card. It's hard to throw away a card with a picture on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the concept of what
I think that's a great idea. Those having the little pocket to stick the card in.
Yeah, exactly.
And just having the QR code for the magazine makes you curious about what's in that magazine. And
well, that's collectdirectcards.com. For those that are wondering, collectdirectcards.com. You can go there and order personalized cards with your own QR code on there, and then buy some of the different sports or cards, maybe for, with Elvis Presley or whatever, and stick them on there and use that as a marketing. Yeah. So good. There you go. There's one of the cards available. That's awesome, Gail. Well, thanks as always for joining us. Listen, this is an exciting time. I wanted you all to know where you are. The first 2 weeks of January behind us, the next 2 weeks of January to fulfill some of the options that we've been asked. Somebody saying, can we have the USD price on there so that people know that in the Australia it's USD? They're working on that. We had some other people saying, making sure that the other part of the website's available soon. Well, that's a lot of work that's coming together. But folks, we start thinking $29.98. And yes, you could buy more. You could buy 4 $9.98 items. That's what I did. That was the first thing I did for my $29.99. I got my 4 Mr. Incredible characters and realized I missed out on Jack Jack. And I went back and bought more. And Jack Jack was there, the 5th Mr. Incredible character. So it's possible to buy more, and you will get paid. Approximately 20 QV, and then on your first order, you'll find that the BV is 10 because you're getting a $5 fast start or retail reward. And then when you come back and you buy more, the $5 goes away, but then the BV goes up. And as you learn and earn with us, you'll understand what that means. But the truth of the matter is, folks, it's all about volume. You can't buy a position in Collect Direct. You've got to earn it and learn it and have the volume accumulate. I got one more person I'll take off mute, and I'm not sure if he's available, but Donnie B., I'm going to put you on the spot because you just went to Dave's office this week on your way back from Las Vegas. I believe you drove in to Sioux Falls and had breakfast with them and saw him in action. I don't know if it's wrong for me just to take you on mute because I know you're off and on off site tonight working on something else you were working on, but I see your name there. Are you able to come off mute before I turn the recording off? Going once, going twice, gone. Next time. Okay, folks, anybody else got a quick question for me before we sign off on the recording? Happy to answer it. Keep it positive, and let's see where this goes for the finish of our call. Anybody else want to put their hand up?
I'm here.
There you are, Donnie. Donnie, what was your visit like? What was your visit like with Dave this week?
Well, I'll tell you, I took a friend who's going to come into business with us, and he's a good friend, and I didn't realize that Rick was a major collector. In fact, he sold a card for a lot of money. So I sort of talked to him, so he's all excited. So when we stopped to see Dave, instantly was love at first sight. First of all, he was totally blown away with what he's seen, what we had seen in that warehouse that Dave had. The collection, it was mind-boggling. But when he started talking and he told Dave a few things, Dave fell in love with him because they talked the same lingo. So you could see the excitement in both. And Rick was so blown away with just Dave's passion. We all know what that's like. And he took us in the vault. And he blew my mind too. It was, again, I mean, he continually does that. And so, yeah, the visit was really good. I'm really glad we got there through the snowstorm and everything, but it was great. And we're so excited. We got a bunch of people that are coming in, and we're gonna have a little meeting this weekend at my place, Donnie. So hopefully you get down here.
I will be down there on Saturday night. But folks, that's the business. $29.98, under $400 a year. You're in business. Tax deductions, you can build this from home, build it from your phone. All of this is coming together. So my advice to all of you is, if you've got anybody that's sitting on the fence that's on your team, get them to lock in their spot, $29.98, save the volume from flushing, and give us the opportunity, folks, to show you where this is going in this next little while, because the goal of Dave with his advertising, his marketing, is to explode this with attraction marketing and then do magazine articles to attract leads for all of us to share. It's incredible, his final vision of where this is going to go. I hope tonight gave you a good picture. I don't see any more hands up, so I think I'll sign off and just wish you all the best. As I said, don't miss the chance to watch this happen before your hands and get involved in that curve as we grow up the ladder. Thanks for joining me tonight, everybody. I hope you got something out of tonight, and we'll see you soon.